one more thing I want to tell you about before we dive into the podcast. If you want your life transformed in 2023, if you want to go from where you are now to where you want to get, message me. Let me know. Go to davidnurse.com. Check out the info for this. This is the transformation, the High Achievers Transformation Group. I have been blessed to help over 2,000 people, NBA players, coaches, CEOs, everyone transform their life, and I can absolutely help you get there. Whether it's something you want in a relationship, in your business, in your mindset, something you are not doing that we will unlock, give you the game plan, give you the blueprint, and help you transform your life in 2023. Please message me. All right, now, time for the show. You are about to get your mind blown. Carolina REIS Oliveira. Yes, I think I got it. An unbelievable name from the Portuguese sensation from Brazil. Carolina, welcome to the David Nurse Show. And man, it's an honor to have you on because we are going to go in depth on how to get the clearest skin, the healthiest skin, the longevity of your skin, and so many more benefits of what you do and what you have created at OneSkin. So first off, obrigado, which is the only word I know in Portuguese. Thank you for coming on the show.
Beautiful. Thank you, David. It's a great pleasure to be here. I'm so excited about this conversation.
All right, we're gonna have a great one. So let's just start diving into it. Like, where was the point that you realized there is a disconnect in the skin products currently in the market and people using versus what actually can help and where this OneSkin was birthed? Can you talk about how that process came about?
Yeah, definitely. And maybe let's start with something that could be a surprise to everyone. I think everyone accepts aging as, a, a process that's immutable, but aging is in fact a very malleable process. So as scientists that are, working the lab every day, we have proven that aging is reversible. So we can manipulate, our genetics, and we can make like an adult cell to go back to a younger, like embryonic, stage. So what OneSkin is doing and other companies in the longevity space is basically using this new science of longevity in which we're understanding more like how we can intervene with the aging process to promote this rejuvenation effect. So the difference of OneSkin to most of the products that are available in the market is that most of the products are focused only in addressing or improving the surface of the skin. So they can make your skin to look better in the surface, but they are not really addressing aging at the cellular level. While OneSkin is coming from a more like bottom-up approach, like trying to understand what's driving aging at the, the inner layers of the skin at the cellular level. So once we understand that let's intervene there and let's promote a rejuvenation effect that comes from the inside out. So what we found is that as we age, what happens is that we build up like aged and damaged cells in our skin. And this, happens throughout the different layers of the skin. And we found a new molecule, a new peptide that's able to penetrate, up to the, deeper layers of the skin and to target to reduce the amount of those aged cells so the younger cells can proliferate and can rejuvenate, from the inside out. So again, what is different is that we spent almost 5 years researching new molecules, new peptides, until we found this peptide that we call OS1. And what OS1 does, it improves the cell's ability to repair damage, so we don't accumulate as much damage anymore. And we can also um, eliminate some of those damaged cells that are already established in our tissue. So imagine that you have a bunch of old cells. Now with OS1, we get rid of those old cells and then we allow the young and healthy cells to proliferate and basically to rebuild the skin, to form a younger skin, a more functional skin that
Mm.
also in the end looks younger. So you see the difference of this
Yeah.
process that comes from within instead of like top down, in which a lot of products are just like peeling off the upper layers of your skin, but are not actually targeting those
Mm.
damaged cells. That's the main key point here that OneSkin has been researching for the past 5 years. Obviously, I'm not saying that it's easier to reverse aging, but it is possible. And this product is just like one way, the most advanced way that we can bring this to consumers today.
That feeling when you are just recharged, you don't have any sickness, no ailments, you have full optimal energy, you are functioning at your highest level. You want to recreate that? Yeah, sure, you do, I do, we all do. And then you can times it by 10. What I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. So hold on here. This is real. Hyperbaric chamber. If you don't know what it is, look it up right now. Look up Eleve Health. ELEVE health.com. It's an oxygen miracle. What it is, HBOT, the hyperbaric chamber. It's a simple and non-invasive therapy where you go into this. It places a body in a pressurized environment that allows extra oxygen to dissolve in the blood plasma and travel freely throughout your circulatory system, getting more red blood cells flowing naturally to the body's function. It's going to help you kill off any harmful bacteria. It's going to help you detox, increase your oxygen concentration, resist and fight infection, heal wounds faster, improve oxygen supply, reduce swelling, stop infection, lower inflammation, all while you're relaxing in the chamber. I kid you not. This is what the pros, the top Olympic athletes, what everybody uses for the highest optimization recovery. This is called hyperbaric chamber, HBOT, from Eleve Health, ELEVE health.com. Message me separately too if you want to get a specific deal on this. Check it out as you're a sports team, if you're an individual, if you're just somebody who loves optimization, it will be an absolute life changer for you. Oh, that is such a good point that you hit on, as you guys are addressing the internal problem and the internal issue more than just the external. And it's a funny analogy for most people in life. Like, you'll want to just address the problem that you see. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what doctors and that's what the health, like if you're sick, they're going to help you. But there's nothing that is really proactive, especially in the skincare. And now you guys have what is going to help with longevity. So you're addressing the internal in the long term with this. Is this the peptide you said OS1? Is that the peptide that is being used?
Yeah, that's our
Amazing.
proprietary peptide. We tested, so you have an idea, David, over a
Yeah.
thousand different peptides until we got to this OS1 peptide that's
Whoa.
now patented, and it's the main key ingredient in all of our products. And that's the one that we showed this very impressive effect of decreasing up to 50% the amount of like aged cells in the skins. And we have data to prove this. You are gonna
Yeah.
visit our lab this Thursday,
Yeah.
so you're
Come
gonna
on.
see we grow the human skins. We can replicate the skin aging, and then we can test like not only specific molecules but different products, and we can actually measure how much you are reversing the age of the skin. And
Wow.
there is a very cool way that we can quantify this, and it's through the DNA of the skin. So basically, the DNA can tell us, what we call the biological age of that tissue.
Mm-hmm.
It basically means like how healthy is your skin. So we can, after treatment, we can, isolate the DNA of the skin, and we can quantify what is the rejuvenation effect that we are promoting with, a certain product,
Ooh,
which is really new, because if you are able to quantify, is the best way that you can actually, validate this. It's not just like subjective. It's not like just, I feel my skin younger, but it's actually younger. Okay, we like to see, the real data.
wow. That is, I want to talk more about that. Okay. I want to talk about the measuring of the age of the skin. I think that's something in just the longevity field when you talk about telomeres and the actual age. It's a cool thing for people to
Mhm.
understand, both for it's a great thing to shoot for because everybody wants to be younger essentially,
Yep.
and it's you can actually track it. So I want to talk about that skin of how you can track your younger skin, and definitely when I come up there, I want to know how young my skin is, and we will have a report back to everybody. It won't come back that I am 72 years old, I hope. But real quick, fun.
Not because you're probably using OneSkin, so we're already helping you.
Yes. You know what the funny thing is, Carolina? This is, and this is going to be, I'm going to be very vulnerable here and be honest with the audience. About, I would say 7 to 8 months ago, weirdly enough, I went through another phase that you would think I'm going through, like middle school puberty. I was getting acne and rosacea, and
Wow.
I went multiple times to the dermatologist. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. And now this is not just a, this is not at all like, hey, you got to get OneSkin. It's a mark. No, not at all. Like my wife can tell the difference. Like when my wife can tell the difference because she looks at every little pore on my skin. Trust me, sometimes I have to get away because she's nitpicking everything so much. But she can see a drastic a difference in just the health of my skin and like a glowing of
Mhm.
it. So I am a walking billboard for you guys, I would say. But anyways, I want to talk more about the measuring the age of the skin. Okay, so how does this, like, let's say maybe even give some examples of, all right, you had somebody that was, 50 and they came back 35 or something like that. Let's just get into some nitty-gritties on this.
Yeah. So, how do we do that? Like,
Yeah.
it's interesting because you probably have heard of, the epigenetics, right? Is
Mm,
how the environment influences our DNA, and how it contributes to our health. So our habits, they influence much more, our health than our genetics. They say that's usually around 70 to 30%. So they influence. So you can have great genetics, but if you have like really bad habits, in the end, your bad habits will weigh more. So basically, so what we did at OneSkin, we created this algorithm that we used. Uh, Data from people from different ages, varying from 20 to 80 years old. And then our bioinformatician, one of my co-founders, she measured the difference of like the epigenetic profile that happens through this aging process. And then she created like this algorithm that basically is like a linear correlation. But once we for example, if I collect a sample of your skin, now I can estimate your skin biological age, and then I can compare with your chronological age. So you could be, let's say at a chronological age of 35 or 40, but your skin can be 30, or your skin can be
mm,
55, 45, depending on your habits. If you smoke, if you are, exposed to too much sun, this will definitely accelerate your skin biological age.
mm-hmm.
And since we have this way of measuring, now we can test products and actually, quantify this age reversal effect. So I wish I could tell you that we have seen that, people that have reversed like 10 or 20 years. But because this is a biological process, in order to do it in a safe way, it's a process that's, it happens over time.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
in the lab, we can actually see a very impressive, result. So we can see a reversal of around 2.6 years in 5 days. But
Oh, that's
yeah.
amazing.
So these are the skins that are we treat in the lab, and in 5 days we collect, the DNA of the skin, and we measure that, and we can actually see this result. Obviously, when you translate to humans, it's not exactly like that. So we have clinical studies running right now that we are testing. People are using our product. The participants are using our product for 6 months and 12 months, and we believe that we'll see like quantifiable effects between 6 and 12 months, and it should be around, I'm, assuming around 3 to 5 years. But if you think that you are not only reversing 5 years, but you are, first of all, you are not aging, right? You should be 1 year old every year. So if you're already not aging, and if you are able to already reverse like 1 or 2 years every year, this is already very significant. And what in the end, why does it matter? It's because obviously I want my skin to look younger, but I want my skin to function younger, right?
Yeah,
I want
there you
that
go.
biological and
Hmm.
stronger skin that we have as we are younger, because it's important for my health. And you said like your experience like rosacea,
Yeah.
and this means that you're having like breaks in your skin barrier. Your
Yeah.
skin barrier was not like so intact. Like you need your skin with like rosacea also means inflammation. There is the
Yes.
redness. So when we bring the skin to that healthier state, we basically solve those issues that are a result of like unhealthy skin.
Okay. Unbelievable here. My new favorite product for health. Crazy that I hadn't heard of this before. Pendulum. PendulumLife.com. Let me break this down for you. Okay, so we know that glucose spikes is what makes us fat, added fat. They have Pendulum glucose control, which supports your metabolic health. Metabolism is the key thing to burning fat, staying in great shape. This glucose control, it helps lower your glucose spikes, boost your metabolism, supports gut health. Yeah, you better believe I'm using that. And they have what's called Akkermansia. Okay, so check this out. This is the first and only brand, Pendulum, to offer Akkermansia. It is the key strain for gut health. It nourishes and regulates the gut lining, which we know the gut lining, the gut microbiome, is basically like our second brain. They feed each other. Akkermansia nourishes the gut microbiome, helps you support a healthy weight, and literally helps you stay healthy and not get sick over time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, seriously, I've been using this and my gut is awesome. Glucose control, awesome. Feel with a ton of energy. Haven't been getting sick. PendulumLife.com. They are changing the game in probiotics. No longer do you have to guess. That's the worst. You order something from Amazon, you're like, yeah, I hope this works. Yeah, you don't have to guess anymore. Pendulum is changing the game of gut microbiome. And just for you, for listening to this podcast, code DAVID20 at checkout. Go to pendulumlife.com. Notes with this will be in the show notes. This is PENDULUM life.com. Code DAVID20. I'm telling you, this it's the real deal. Check it. Oh yeah. Okay. I want to ask you some questions on that of like, what else does the skin do in health? You talked about inflammation. Like what other things as the skin is the biggest organ, like what other things is just healthy skin, not just the look of it, not the longevity of it, but the health of it overall. And also to the point, like I'm going to come with another really honest, vulnerable thing here. So if the audience is like, David, we quit sharing all this stuff. Like I had to wear makeup sometimes, Carolina. I literally had like, my wife would be like, hey, you got to put some makeup on. You're going to go on the front of a stage of thousands of people and speak to them. You better put some makeup on. And that's, that kind of hurts confidence. And I looked up some stats on this. Check this out. This is incredible. 31% of adults worldwide have more confidence based on clear skin. 31, that's almost 1/3 of people like, hey, you got clear skin, you're more confident. And then get this, better looking people, meaning of just the term, the clear skin as we're putting that with, earn 12% more financially over their lifetime. 12% more? That literally could be millions of dollars. How
I
crazy is
know.
that? Get
Yeah,
out of
that's
here. Wow.
impressive. I mean, your skin is basically, your how you present yourself, right?
Yes.
It's the first thing. It's the first thing that people notice, and obviously, it's the first thing that you notice when you are, looking in the mirror.
Hmm.
So the impact on your, self-esteem, on your confidence is huge, and yeah, and we have seen even from our customers, like for example, the ones that are a little older and they stop, wearing, sleeveless shirts because their skin is wrinkled, they feel ashamed. So they feel empowered when they can start like wearing those clothes
Yes.
again, and they just, yeah, it changed like obviously, their lives in many ways.
Oh, Carolina, can you be my friend and keep doing what you're doing for the rest of your life, just so selfishly I can look good and young for mine? No
Don't
vanity in that at
worry.
all.
Yeah,
uh,
no, we are so passionate about this
I
subject.
know.
I mean, our goal is really to help humanity to age in a much better way,
Yeah.
and we believe that the longevity science is at tipping point. It's just at the beginning. There's so much more that we can bring to people. So don't worry, I can work on this for the rest of my life, and I'll
Okay,
be
good.
pretty happy.
Yes. Okay, I want to talk about some of the things that skin does for your overall health. Like we touched on the inflammation. What else does skin do that is so important for overall health functions?
Yeah, so I think one realization that we had studying this field is that yes, skin is actually an organ and is our largest organ. So it does have like a huge impact in our overall health. So imagine that when you are going through this aging process and you start to build up those, damaged cells that we call senescent cells or
Hmm.
zombie cells. What those cells do that's really bad for our skin and our health is that they start secreting inflammation. And because, again, the skin is covering all of our tissues and different organs, the inflammation that is coming from our skin can actually elevate our systemic levels of inflammation.
Interesting.
And we know how, inflammation is one of the main drivers of, chronic diseases. So if skin is a source of inflammation that's impacting, my internal health, I should take care of my skin, not because, I
Hmm.
want to look good. Yes, I do want to look good, but also because I want to do everything that I can that can help me to achieve, the healthiest state that I can. And again,
Good.
inflammation is such, the bad guy here, how we can, use our skin as a way to lower that inflammation that's impacting our health.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's one of the
Wow.
areas that we are very excited of, like showing the connection of skin and our
Hmm.
internal health. And look at this. So we are doing this very cool clinical study in which participants are using the cream topically, and we are measuring how a topical application can lower the inflammation in your blood. So we are
Oh,
actually collecting blood
wow.
after 3 months of these participants using the cream like their whole body, and then we are going to actually measure the impact of a topical product in your levels of inflammation
Oh my
systemically.
gosh. See, you know what I love about you guys? Like, you are continuing to push the needle in science and studies. You're not just saying, hey, let's do a cool, funny marketing ad campaign on TikTok and let's throw us in CVS and try to push as much dollars. Like, you are investing a lot into the lab, into the science, into the
Yeah.
research. Like, it is, to me, it is. it is so far a no-brainer why anybody would use anything else other than OneSkin. Like, is there anything like you can even think of that makes sense? Like, I'm trying to and I can't.
Yeah, I think that's, you said it all. Like the science is our main, motivation in terms of how we can, you know, harness this science and translate it into products that can help, people. And we've seen, based on the reviews, on the feedback from our customers, how much this is actually, impacting their lives. And we love it, we love discovering new things, and we love like bringing this to people. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
feel so excited about, I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
Your passion exudes. It's coming out of all of your pores right now, Carolina. Your passion is oozing out, pun intended. Okay, how can everybody find out more about you? I mean, know everything that you're doing. And I know, I want to say, out of the kindness of your guys' heart, you are providing for our listeners a special pricing code, which will be in the show notes. So look in the show notes to try out OneSkin for yourself. But how can we follow everything that you guys are doing and learn more about OneSkin?
Yeah, follow us on on social media. I would, you know, strongly recommend to subscribe to our newsletter. Our newsletters, we not only share, obviously any updates about product launch and events, but we are constantly sharing data that we are generating in the lab, like real time. So
Nice.
all of our customers, they learn so much of the behind the scenes of, how our products are developed, how they're tested, data on, the peptide, how it impacts collagen production. And,
Mm,
and more than that, how we can make choices that will empower us to, live a better life and live not only longer, but, healthier, full of energy. So as science evolves, and as we have more validation of what we can do today, and could be products, it could be different treatments, we are here to help translating this content to our customers. And I
mm,
do believe that we're gonna age in a very different way that our parents, our grandparents, are aging, and that we can extend the number of years that we are, again, healthy and free of diseases. That's kind of our main purpose here. So we want to empower everyone, because we know that the choices that we are making today will definitely impact how you're
oh,
are gonna age tomorrow.
so good.
So definitely recommend that everyone subscribes. And we do a lot of like cool events. We bring professionals. We love educating and bringing like content that can help our customers, in different ways.
You know what I'm going to do? I love this so much. This is an idea I just had at the top of my head. I am going to put out a newsletter to my community, to everybody, after I come in to the lab and find out how old I really am. So I want people on this cliffhanger. I know you're going to lose sleep over it, wondering what my actual skin age is, but I am going to report from HQ on my newsletter. That's going to be fun. Carolina, this is amazing. This is like, you know what? You are on mission. When people have passion, which you obviously do, with purpose, which you do as well, helping people, changing their lives, that equals mission. That is when you know you are in your God given gift and ability. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Last question. As we drop the mic and we let you off the hot seat, this podcast, this David Nurse
Whoa.
show, one piece of advice to somebody, because you are like, you took a chance, Carolyn, you took a risk, you took action. Like, it's not easy to grow a company. It is not easy at all. What is
Trust me.
one piece of it? Yeah, you know, and you look so good and you're so vibrant. And I know you got so much going on, and we're so thankful for your time. If you could give someone who is stuck in their situation, they just can't see out of it. They're like, like, that's for somebody else, not for me. What piece of advice would you give to somebody to help them be able to see out of it become unstuck, making their pivot and going towards their breakthrough?
I think this helped me a lot, and I I don't know from where I got this courage, but
Mm,
I was never afraid of, failure. So don't be afraid to fail. I think you can always go back to the situation that you are today,
yep.
but and even more like for obviously this is for everyone regardless their age, but when you are younger, like you needed to learn as much as possible, you need to collect as much experience as possible to find out like what you love, like where you actually find that passion. And if in order to find that, you need to try different things. Potentially you're going to find in the
Yeah.
first thing that you
Hmm.
try, but a lot of times you're going to try different things. For example, I stayed in academia a few years, and the passion for science for me was really clear, but I realized that I didn't want to stay in academia. I want to make that leap. I want to bring that science and started this this entrepreneur career, because I want to be kind of an owner of of my own destiny. i
Destiny.
want to
Yeah.
i want
Yeah.
to bring what I believe that the world needs, and I want to dedicate my life for that. But I came to the US. I didn't know a single person here in San Francisco. I
Wow.
didn't know much about Silicon Valley or like how to build a billionaire company, but I knew that here was like my best opportunity to keep that dream alive. Like I want to bring that science and impact people's lives. And I didn't hesitate. I was scared, yes, but like didn't stop me. So I think I was never afraid, and there were really tough moments during this journey, moments that a lot of people said, "Okay, they're not going anywhere." This
Hmm.
they don't know what they're
Hmm.
doing, and at some point to just keep pushing and pushing and
Wow.
pushing, and eventually things start to work out. So
That's
I think
amazing.
having that courage, that a lot of times is hard. It's not easy to, as you said, to be vulnerable, because you'll be criticized, and when you
Mm.
fail it hurts.
Hmm.
It definitely hurts for a few days, but it only makes you stronger in the end, David. Like you're
Yep.
just like better and ready for the next one. So
So well
it's
said.
easier said than done, but I
But
think in the end, like life is this collection of experiences,
yep.
and life in the end is hard. We all know like life will punch you in the face many times, and what is gonna really determine your success is your ability to get up and to keep pushing. So
Ah,
that's
that is
my
that is
one.
beautiful. That if more people could hear that and know that, of like true courage is not being afraid to fail. That's what holds people back. That's why people don't take action. And you are
Yeah.
living proof of it. Carolina, thank you so much for all that you do and for giving your time and your knowledge to come on this podcast. We will be sending this information out everywhere because I'm very passionate about it. It's just walking proof of the impact OneSkin can have on my skin, longevity, and overall confidence. Thank you, and we will see you at the lab soon.
Thank you, David. This was awesome.